All right, so the function g is given by g of x, so you don't already see what's going on here. Question fours, ladies and gentlemen, look at us. We started off with question 1 on day 1, and in day 4, and in question 4. Day 5 is tomorrow, day 6 is Monday, so Saturday and Sunday. I don't know what I'm doing yet for Saturday and Sunday. I don't know if I'm coming on with something or if, but I know day 6 will take place on Monday. Or maybe we could do something on Saturday and Sunday. Maybe, I don't know. It depends on what's going on here. Reminder, the biggest crash course ever. I don't know if it's the biggest crash course ever, but not this Saturday, the following Saturday, I think it's the 13th. I plan on doing a 12-hour crash course. Start 12 o'clock on Saturday, finish 12 midnight. So, and we're doing CSEC Maths. So if you're interested in jumping in that, you can WhatsApp the number on the screen here. WhatsApp that number on the screen, and it's not here right now, but it's coming just now. The number on the screen, and jump into that. Those of you who are already in my class, don't worry. I will send a later in the group chat and thing, and we can organize that crash course. So without any further talk, let me jump into this. I will share some lines on this here, so I could write not freestyle writing. G of x is equal to 2x minus 3 over x plus 2, and we're going to determine the value of g of 1. So it's functions, and it's what we call substitution. And you all know how to do this, sorry. So hello to everybody who here. How many people in the chat? Press like. Mara, Gummy Squad, Curry, Lisa, Diona, Rochelle, Marsh, Lamar, the usual names. So g of 1, for part 1 here, g of 1, I'll be replacing anything that I see with x at 1. I'm being very careful about this, a delicate procedure. 2 by 1 is 2 minus 3, 1 plus 2 is 3, 2 minus 3 is negative 1/3. That's the answer there. 1 mark. And the next one, find the value of x for which the function is undefined. This little question here, this little piece of question here shows up in CSEC like every 3-4 years. And what they'll do is give you a function with a denominator. It's like a fraction, an algebraic fraction. And to figure out where it's undefined is when division by 0 happens. So when division by 0 happens, the function is undefined. So how would you get divided by 0? It's when x plus 2 is equal to 0. So when the denominator of g of x is equal to 0, g of x is undefined, right? That's what I said. So basically, when x plus 2 is equal to 0, or when x is equal to negative 2, the function is undefined. And by the end of that day, undefined. Meaning if you divide by 0, you can't get the answer. And number 3, find the value of x for which g of x is equal to 4/9. So in other words, we need to let g of x be equal to 4/9. So instead of replacing the x like we did with the 1, so we replace the 1, we replace the x here with 1. We're going to replace the whole g of x with 4/9. So g of x is 4/9 now, is equal to 2x minus 3 over x plus 9. So this is since g of x is 4/9, right? And then we do a little cross multiply thing. Somebody asked me to do history. That's a subject you might never see me do on the channel, but I wouldn't mind doing it with one of the teachers from the Student Hub. The Student Hub is the online school that I created in 2020, and we have lots of subjects. And once again, the number underneath the screen, if you want to do lessons in any CSEC subjects, online lessons, the best, highest quality that you could get in the Caribbean. As you can see, I take my quality very seriously, and I take it seriously with the teachers too that we hire for the Student Hub. And we were doing this before COVID-19. I was doing this before COVID-19. Online stuff. You could see how long the channel was in existence. So you can WhatsApp that number and you can join the student hub. 4 into x plus 2, 9 into 2x minus 3. All understood what happened there? We do. Cross them. I've given all enough time to do the questions with me, you know. 4 by x plus 8, because we distribute the 4, we multiply the 4 by the x and then the 4 by the 2. And then the 9 by the 2 is 18x minus 9 by 3 is negative 27. And we're going to bring all the letters on one side, all the numbers on one side. So I'm getting 4x minus 18x. I know I don't like to do it this way. When I see a negative coming, I want to go the next way. And then negative 27 minus 8. Negative 27 minus 8 is what? Negative 35 or some kind of thing, so? Why this isn't working out like that? Well, again for this. If the question is looking blurry, God loves you. So when you're coming back to Anna Regina Multilateral Secondary School, that's a school in Guyana that I went to last year. Last year I went there. It was a good experience. Hopefully I could come back this year. You get x is equal to 5 over 2. 5 over 2 is what again? You'll see. We go see. 18x, 4x minus 18x is negative 14x. If I have 7 and a minus 8, how much are we going to get? Negative 35. So x is equal to 35 over 14. And 14 and 7 could go into this one 5 times 35. And 7 could go into 14 2 times. So 5 over 2, x is equal to 5 over 2 is 100% correct. Big up the people in the chat. All these geniuses out there, boy. And now notice when you have negative 35 over negative 14 is the same as 35 over 14. Yeah, so 2.5. 2.5 is 100% correct. Last part of the question, let me just see if I can squeeze in a slide on slide 2 here, boy. Let me put in a little extra slide on slide 2 and see if I can grab back that last part of the question. How do I do that? How do I do that? Come on, question. Don't run away from me. I think we want to get a little inverse involved in the mix here. Find G inverse. Now, you notice this inverse goes for 3 marks. If you're not seeing the question, you need to raise the quality on your end. The quality is 10, 80. You need to just raise the quality on your end and the settings, and I know it is. We say that all the time. So here's how you do this inverse. Now, this is one of the tougher inverse to do. So let me just tell it, let me just pay attention to this real good. So you do it in steps. You say, let y be equal to g of x, or let g of x be equal to y might be the better way to write that. Let g of x be equal to y. And so instead of writing g of x here, we're going to write y is equal to 2x minus 3 over x plus 2. And then you're going to want to interchange variables. Interchanging variables. Interchanging variables just mean anyway you see x put y, anyway you see y put x. So x is equal to 2y minus 3 over x plus 2. And now we'll make this new y. Now make y the subject of the formula. Subject of formula. Now the problem with this one, to make y the subject of the formula, there. Oh, I made a mistake. Let's see. That should be a y as well. Yeah, so the problem with this one, to make y the subject of the formula, is that there are 2 y's, and you need to get it down to 1 y being the subject of the formula. So that's a little, you must know a little tricks to do that, right? You must know how to expand and factorize. You could try it by yourself. Like if you're watching this in the future, you can pause the video and try to do it by yourself. So to see if you have it. If you don't have it, let me show you it one time. So you do the cross multiplying thing. Right? So we did the cross multiplying. You're all following that. Then you expand, so you get xy plus 2x is equal to 2y minus 3. And the aim is to get all the y's on one side because we want to make y the subject of the formula. So getting all the y's on one side means taking that 2y and bringing it across here, and then we can tell that 2x to go across the number and the 2x. Are you following that play? Why is it in the chat if you're following the play so far? Let me see it on the big screen. Yeah, following that play. I'm following that play. And then y into x minus 2. What did I do here? So that's the key part there. That's a key little part there. So I brought the y's across. And then I realized that I actually still want the y's I still need to work to get the y's to be by themselves. And that's what I did. I factorized out y. Factorize. Is this the highlighter? Why are you doing this? Whatever. So if I factorize out y, I got y by itself, and I just need to simply bring across the next multiplying in this product. This is x minus 2. And we good to go there. Well done, Jay Sean. We good to go right there. Therefore, you need to finish off with another little poem here. Therefore, g inverse of x is equal to negative 3 minus 2x over x minus 2. Hooking it Ramco gas. And we just finished our question 1. Did we? No, we didn't. Let's go on to page 3. This question 1 are long pants. Normally the question 1 is be 9 marks, but this question 1 doing extra things. Draw the lines on the grid below. These lines. So that's the line y is equal to 2x, and this line here. This is the line, if I rearrange this, you'll actually see this is y is equal to negative 2x plus 7, right? If I brought across the 2x in the form y equal mx plus c. So y is equal to 2x. I need to draw it on the grid below. The grid is on page 4. So watch how I'll do this, right? If y is equal to 2x, I don't really need to overthink that. Y is equal to 2x. So when x is 4, y is 8. See in that class? When x is 4, y can be 8. Because y is equal to 2 times x. And well, then 0, 0 is a pointed going through as well. So I'm doing this freehand because I don't have the ruler tool right now. Do I have a ruler tool? Generally, I know ruler tool here, assistive. I'm checking out to see. Let's see. I'll trying something here, right? Let's see if it will work. I'm gonna try again one more time. This just wasted my time, bro. This is just wasted my time. This wasted my time and your time. All right, so you catch what going on here, right? It's a line like this, going up the road there. Going down the road like this. Like the line. So there's the line y equal 2x. Of course, as I said, you had to draw that line with a ruler. And the next line to draw, let's go back, is the line y is equal to negative 2x plus 7. Now, this gradient is negative. That means the line going down like this. And when you need to get 2 points, so the 2 points to always run down is when x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0. When x is equal to 0, that's the y-intercept. This is going to be y is equal to negative 2 by 0 plus 7. So you just immediately get the 7 showing up here, which is c, which is the y-intercept anyway. And when y is equal to 0, 0 is equal to negative 2x plus 7. So negative 7, negative 2x, x will be equal to 7 over 2, which is like 3.5. So we have 2 points. Watch them points there. Tell me if all you're going and understand. I'm going to page 4. Watch 0, 4. Wait, stay on page 3. 0, 7 and 3.50. Right? Them is the 2 points. Watch how I'm going and plot it on page 4, right? So 0, 7, let me just get a different color. 0, 7 is over here. See that? And 3.50 would have to be like there, so. And then I connect these 2 points. And I use a ruler for this. I just drawing it freehand because I live that life right now. And the next part of the question wants us to do like the first piece of our linear programming where we shade in the inequalities on the graph. Now they brought in 2 extra lines, but this line is based off of the y-axis. All they see an x there, and this line is really the x-axis. The line x is equal to 0, that's the y-axis. All along the y-axis, x is equal to 0. And the line y is equal to 0, that's the x-axis, right? All along the x-axis, y is equal to 0. We talk about that like 2 days already, and we already draw this line, So we already draw this line. It's just to know what part to shade. So we want to shade under this line. We want to, we want to shade above that line, bro. When y is greater than 2x. So we're going to shade above this line. That's supposed to be more eraser. We want to shade above this line, and we want to shade under this line. You see that less than? And we want to shade to the right, and we're going to shade above. So let's watch it here. We want to shade above this line and under this line to the right of the y-axis and above the x-axis. Can you see the region where everything overlap? It kind of really easy to spot that region now. So obviously you're not going to draw up all them things. You're only supposed to shade this. I just do that to shade where the overlapping region clearly. You're only supposed to shade here in the exam, so you'll be shading this region here. Why is in the chat if you understand? Thanks, Kaiba. To fix the video quality, setting quality 1080p. That's all you need to do. Yeah. So, and yes, all the lives I upload them afterwards. And now we finish. They just say to label this region R or something. Sometimes they say to label the region R. We kind of finished, but you need to go and label, make sure all your lines have the proper things with them. So y is equal to negative 2x minus, plus 7. This is also the line x is equal to 0. This is also the line y is equal to 0. This is the region. Yeah. I don't think you do anything else there. They gave you the graph, so you don't need to put the scale. Let's go on to the slide 5. Let's do our next question 4. So usually what comes in question 4 is functions, graphs, relationships, little coordinate geometry in the graphs could show up as well. So let's try this one. We'll get to see some more inequalities and things as we're going along too. The equation of a straight line is boom, state the gradient. I am certain that x is missing from there. The next thing to remind this number 4 here, missing an x. The equation of a straight line is y is equal to negative 2, 3x plus 5 and 2. Let me say that the equation of the line, right? State the gradient. So it's in the form y is equal to mx plus c, where m is what? Is the gradient, and in this case, it's equal to negative 2/3. Negative 2/3. The point B3 lies on the line L1 is this same line here. Determine the value of B. So there's some point that lies on the line, and we're going to determine the value of B, the x coordinate in the point. So what I need to do is say when y is equal to 3, x could be the B. Where I get the 3 from? Yeah, I just need to substitute. This is clearly another substitution question. So instead of writing y, I will write 3 is equal to negative 2 thirds x plus 5 over 2. So 3 minus 5 over 2 is how much? Negative 2/3 x. 3 minus 5 over 2. 5 over 2 is 2.5. So 3 minus 5 over 2 is just 0.5 or a half. 3 is actually 6 over 2. So 6 over 2 minus 5 over 2 is 1 over 2. Is equal to negative 2/3 x. So if I want to find what x is, what number x could be, it has to be some kind of fraction, by the way. What number x could be to turn this into a half? Well, we could just reciprocate this and multiply, or take this and divide by that, same thing. So we'll get half multiplied by negative 3 over 2, or 3 over negative 2, whatever float your boat, is equal to x. Therefore, x is equal to negative 3 over 4. Why is in the chat if you get that? Understood? Max. A line L2, so I might have to insert, I might have to go into slide 6 here to do that one by running out of space. While they are going into slide 6, there is just the sound effects. Yeah, look at it. A line L2 passing through the point is perpendicular to L1. Find the equation of the line. So strong coordinate geometry stuff here. Well, if the line is perpendicular, how are the gradients related? If L2 is perpendicular to L1, there's a relationship that M2 has to be negative 1 over M1, where M2 is the gradient of L2 and M1 is the gradient of L1. So if you're feeling like you don't know where this come from, you never see this in your life, that'll be very sad. But if you're feeling sad, go and look up Kerwin Springer coordinate geometry and you'll get a breakdown and the whole lesson and what all of this is about. But this is some simple coordinate geometry questions here, and I know all you don't like when math teachers say it's simple and it's not feeling simple to you, but it really is indeed supposed to be a simple thing. It's come all the time, this kind of thing. So they gave us a point. Let's work out the gradient. So therefore M2 has to be, we already found the gradient of L1 and this is M1. So M2 has to be 3 over 2. So M2 has to be negative 1 over negative 2 over 3, which will be 3 over 2. You just flip it and change the sign. And the equation of the line, you could use the two techniques. I'll show you in the coordinate geometry work. You could use the technique where you use y equal mx plus c, you put in what you know and you find the missing c. Or you could just use this equation, which is what I'll just jump into. Y minus y1 equal m into x minus x1. And you substitute points to suit. So the points that I'm going to substitute are negative 4. Where I get a negative 4 from, class? I'm going to substitute the new gradient I just found, 3 over 2. And I'm also substituting 0. Where do you think I get a 0 from, class? I'll put back x here. And I'll put back y there. Well, I got these points to substitute from here, right? So I substitute the points, and obviously I got the gradient from this. So this is y plus 4 equal 3 over 2x, because 3 over 2y is 0, 0. And then y is equal to 3 over 2x minus 4, and that's the answer. Find the equation of the straight line. So what do you think? Don't get frustrated if you don't know anything, and if you don't know anything, you could always figure it out. And as I said, this is not such a tough thing. You could go and check videos and construct and coordinate geometry and learn how to do this. If coordinate geometry come, something with perpendicular or parallel lines must touch down. I guess how the thing is go. All right. All you that in my belly, that's just how the JC is. All right, solve the inequalities. Let me insert in one more slide here. Let's see if we can put in one more slide and get a last part of the question out of the way. I don't have an extra slide. I'll have to make one then. Bang. Make a new page 7. And then put it back in this question. Last part of the question deals with inequalities. They want us to solve 2 inequalities. So solving some inequalities here, folks. So we put 3x minus 10 is less than or equal to negative 4. So 3x is less than or equal to negative 4 plus 10. And if you feel like you need a little extra thing to just grind up all of these topics that we're doing in the last few days, we reached question 4 days past. I'm doing the 12-hour crash course. The 12-hour crash course is on the 13th. I think it's the 13th. It's the Saturday before exam, 13th. And we start in 12 o'clock on Saturday and we finish in 12 midnight, 12 hours. Best crash course ever. Topics. We're doing a topical crash course. Those of y'all who were with me for the crash course that we did in April, boss of a crash course, we did 4 days. And we actually went through past papers. So I'm trying to condense the entire syllabus into 12 hours. Normally, when I do these kind of crash courses, it'll be 16 hours over the course of a week or over the course of some days. But I want to put it in 12 hours, 12 to 12, and we're going to grind through that. So to join our crash course, 472-4221, any number. We actually could update it to the other number, but you can use this number too. And let me continue with this inequality. What you're getting, x is less than or equal to negative 4 plus 10 is 6, 3x. So x is less than or equal to 6 divided by 3. X is less than or equal to 2. Yes, we got that. Notice how the inequality is stated there. So that's part A. Part B, 3x minus 10 is greater than negative 19. Why these two things is the same thing? Oh, they're coming back with this. They're coming back with this. So 3x is greater than negative 19 plus 10, which is negative 9. Notice we had no reason just to flip the inequality signs. If you multiply or divide by a negative number, that's when you flip the sign. So x is greater than negative 3. So now we have this graph here. We knowing that what is we knowing? we know that x is less than or equal to 2. This or equal to sign here is important. It's less than or equal to 2. We also know, or we also knowing, that x is greater than negative 3. And they want us to straighten a number line. So you put a circle by the negative 3, put a circle by the 2, join it together. And that is really, have a little thing to paint still. Have a little thing to paint still. You see how this one are the equal to? It means it could be equal to 2. So let me just shade up that 2 there. Shade up that 2 there, and we good to go. That's it. You trap it between the two regions. I don't need to shade the negative 3 because it doesn't have this little extra piece there. And that is you. Ramco gas. That next question done already for 4 months. Next, number 4. The amount of money earned by Jane M is directly proportional to the number of hours she works. So M is proportional to H. Using letters M, H, and K, I guess K is the constant of proportionality. Express the quantity M in terms of H. So, well, we know it's directly proportional. So you use this symbol to start off. M is directly proportional to H. So money is proportional to hours, as is most jobs, as are most jobs. You exchange time for money. And now capital M is equal to, and you just put KH. That's how it's it. One is the variation symbol or the proportionality symbol, and to get rid of it, you need to use a constant to use the equal sign. So skibbity bap, skibbity boom, bang. And then part 2 is a substitution now. Part 2, we're going to substitute values of M and H to figure out what K is. So they walk in here through this one. They don't normally walk it through like this. Normally it's how to do it on your own. They're giving you all these side-by-side, step-by-step things here. 135 is equal to, substituting, folks, K by H is 6. K is 135 divided by 6. And anybody can tell me what that is? Because that feeling like it going and give her this. What do you get for K there, boy? $22.5, and now see the comment coming. Big up yourself, Vam. Gia. Thing. So K is Gia again making fractions, and I like that too. 45 over 2. Or Vam say it could also be 22.5. And that is some kind of unit. That is a unit of money over hours. But they didn't really talk about units here, so they're not supposed to take away no marks for no units here, right? That's fair. Hence, determine the value of H when M is 450. So, when M is 450, we will have 450 being equal to KH, but we know K, so 450 equal to 45 over 2, that's K by H, or like 22 over 5. And then H would be equal to, you bring across, you get 450 multiplied by 2 over 45. So H is 20. H is 20. Come, Van, tell me what you're getting now. How much people do you have in this life? 282. Big about yourself. 20 units. Now, this units, and it's a unit too, but I don't want to put units. This unit is some unit of time. The number of hours, so hours. That is hours. The number of hours. So, good to go. 135, this unit is cash, that 135. All right, and we're moving right on along. The graph below shows two straight lines intersecting at the point P. So that's the solution of a simultaneous. I don't even know where the question going yet, for real. That's the solution of a simultaneous equation, right? Now what happens if we solve the equation of L1, L2 as a simultaneous system of equations? Use the graph to determine the gradient of L1. All right, the gradient of L1, the gradient of L1. So I want to show working. From this, I could kind of see the gradient looking kind of halfish. Gradient looking kind of halfish, but let me use points. 2 points on L1. 2 points on L1 is what game I always play these days, boy. As I was telling people in the student hub live yesterday. Let me see 2 points I'm going to use. Easy points, right? Around exam time, some games always get popular, boy. What's them points? Let me write the coordinates here. 0, -3, and 6, 0. 0, -3, and 6, 0. So therefore the gradient, oh, well, I just forget how to spell gradient. Gradient, the gradient, let's call it M1. Gradient M1 is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we say 0 minus -3 over 6 minus 0. So we get 3, 6, we get half. Gradient is a half. Monopoly Go. Everybody play this Monopoly Go. FIFA. Right now, Monopoly Go is so popular. Students in my WhatsApp trying to get me to play this Monopoly Go thing. And I have no time to play it, and I would love to play it because I'm a very competitive person. I will play and I will win, but I have no time. Between basketball in the night, playoff in the nights, and grinding all these things in the day, and my lessons, no time, bro. The equation of the line L1. So we know the gradient, the y-intercept is -3. You've seen that, right? Y-intercept, watch it over there. The y-intercept is -3. So the y-intercept is -3, and the gradient is a half. What do you think the equation is? But if I only start that Monopoly Go is trouble. Y equal to mx plus c. Well, what I could warn all you with is that for real, there always seems to be a game that just gets popular around exam time, and it just makes people waste the time, boy. Or you could wait till exam time to play that. Or you could now wait till after exam time to play that. I mean, the coordinates of P. So from the graph, they say using the graph. So you don't need to do any set of big working. P is P is 2, -2. So from the graph, P is 2, negative 2. And the equation of the perpendicular line L2. So the gradient of L2 is negative 2, since perpendicular lines M2 is equal to negative M1. So you just need to reciprocate the half and then per negative sign. Flip half, you get 2 per negative sign, negative 2. Gradient of L2 is negative 2. You could call that M2 then. So M2 is equal to negative 2. And the y-intercept from the graph, how much was the y-intercept? From the graph, the y-intercept was 2. So the y-intercept is 2. Therefore, the equation of L2 is y is equal to negative 2x plus 2. I'm to go sleep on my. If I only had my laptop right here, I'd go sleep on from a channel forever. This man give my camera start out of focus. I think you see somebody ban go sleep on forever from this channel. This man saying that I'm going to watch Warriors lose. The haters, boy, the haters from near and far. All right, so let's do the next number 4. Coming down to the end in here, we're doing a bunch of question 4s, and you notice what happening in question 4s. You're mostly getting coordinate geometry functions, coordinate geometry functions, coordinate geometry functions. So let's do this functions question. It's a substitution. We want, knowing that f of x is 3x minus 5 over 2. F of x is 3x minus 5 over 2. They want us to evaluate f of 5 plus f of negative 3. F of 5, you'll go on to the next page for me, plus f of negative 3. F of 5 plus f of negative 3. So f of 5 plus f of negative 3 is exactly 3 by 5 minus 5 over 2 plus, and then in the next one, we'll substitute 3 by negative 3 this time, minus 5 again over 2. So the only difference here is that we substitute different numbers each time, right? Class, are you okay with that? So we get 15 minus 5 over 2, so we get 10 over 2. Plus negative 9 minus 5 is negative 14 over 2. So we're going to get 5 minus 7. 5 minus 7, what do you think? Negative 2. Then get a long time, boy. Go sleep on. I can hear about you tomorrow. Remind me tomorrow to talk about go sleep on when Warriors win this match. Go sleep on, don't tell me you're supporting Lakers. That's a bad sign for how you're going to do in exams. That's a bad sign. I mean, you're making weird choices in your life. All right, so you finish this one. 2 marks. Calculate the value of x such that f of x is equal to 14. F of x is equal to 14. So when f of x is equal to 14, I just using different color whenever I feel to, right? 14 would be equal to 3x minus 5 over 2. So that is 2 by 14 is 28 is equal to 3x minus 5. So that is 3x is equal to 28 plus 5. And 28 plus 5 is 33 is equal to 3x. So x is equal to 11, right? 33 divided by 3. I'll put it like this. 11. So that is out of the way. Hence or otherwise, find f inverse of 14. No, I think they make a mistake here. They should have said hence or otherwise find f inverse of 11. That's how these questions go. So let's make a note of this one too. Yeah, make a note. F inverse of 11. That's how usually this goes, right? So y'all ignore this question. Yeah, yesterday I showed y'all how to find the inverse function. And I just do our inverse earlier in today's class as well. Most likely they were integer to find f inverse of 11. Why? Because we just found the function went like this. We put in 14 into the function and we got 11. So usually they tell you find f inverse, and if you put, this is the output, this is the input. So for f inverse, it switches. The input switches with the output. Therefore, f inverse of 11 is equal to 14. It's like you put in this one now and you'll get that one. So that's what they usually do in these questions. And they do that little thing in multiple choice mostly, but they can bring it like in paper 2 once every 5 years or so. All right, so let's go on. Let's see what else this question has in store for us. Part B. Part B is some coordinate geometry work. Let me see if I can pull that down on slide 13. The equation of a straight line is given as follows. Bang. X over 9 minus y over 4 is equal to -1. And the line cuts the x-axis at point P and the y-axis at point Q. Find the coordinates of P and Q. Well, so you want to find where this line cutting the x and y axis, right? Wherever it cuts in it. And I tell you how to do that already. Because at the x-axis, at the y-axis, what is happening? I need an explicit right that way. At the y-axis, at the y-axis, x is equal to 0. So you just put in 0 and you go on with your life. So 0 over 9 minus y over 4 is equal to -1. 0 over 9 is 0. So you have -y over 4 is equal to -1. If you multiply across, you'll get that y is just -1 by -4 is 4. 4 over -4 is -1. So therefore, this is what? This is the y-axis and the y-axis at Q. So therefore, Q is 0 and 4. And at the y-axis, just do at the y-axis. What is going on with me? At the x-axis, y is equal to 0. So you start off again. This time, you put the y over 9. But the x over 9. Again, confused here. You put the x over 9 and you minus 0 over 4 equal to -1. So it comes down to x over 9 is equal to -1. So x is equal to -1 by 9 is -9. So therefore, P is -9 on the x and 0 on the y. You understand that way? I make a mistake in the last question. Let me just double check the last question. I think I make a mistake in the last question. So, what's the last question? What problem in the last question are you looking at? I just pausing here to see if I make a mistake. Marissa, you seen anything? I not seen anything. What are you talking about? I think everything looking good there. What mistake in the last question? I was watching slide 12. I don't see anything. Pull it up. Pull up slide 12. Alyssa, I kind of agree with you. Alyssa said, there should be an easier example into other things that work that, so that maths don't need to be mandatory. I understand where you're coming from with that, Alyssa. Who said that? Who said what's seen a mistake? Hassan, you had to tell me what you're talking about because I nearly see nothing here. Hassan, you keep me back from doing my last question, but let me just do my last question. Slide 14. The diagram below, not drawn to scale, shows two lines, L1 and L2. The equation of the line L1 is boom, and the line L2, here no equation. It passes through the point 080, and it's parallel. If it's parallel, well, we don't know what to do already. Gradient, same gradient. Determine the y-intercept of L1. So from equation, L1 is 2y minus x is equal to 6. 2y is equal to x plus 6. I bring across the x. Y is equal to half of all of this. So you divide everything by 2 now. So you get half x plus 6 divided by 2 is 3. Therefore, the y-intercept is 3. What the coordinates of the y-intercept? No, they're just what the y-intercept. So the y-intercept is 3. That number there is 3. Gradient of L2. Gradient of L1 is equal to half. And since they are parallel, the gradient of what I want to say, L2 since they are parallel, I was running out of space. The gradient of L2 is equal to the gradient of L1, which is also a half. And now you just need to find the equation of the line. So you see how much time that come, people? That come real plenty time. So the equation of the line is y minus y1 equal m into x minus x1. Still a popular equation you could use here. And we already have a 0.80 that will work real nice for me. So y minus 0 equal m is a half. A half by x minus 8. You substitute the points. So y is equal to half x, and half by negative 8 is negative 4. So we just actually figured out that this is negative 4 as well. And we're done. So this is the equation of the line. State the gradient. We stated that over here. And the y-intercept is over there. Free maths. So how y'all feeling about this style of coordinate geometry? If this come in the exam, this is based off of what's recently been happening with CXC last 5 years. If this comes in the exam, will y'all be ready to represent your whole nation and thing in coordinate geometry? Or you're just representing yourself? Can we ask you to represent your nation in coordinate geometry, or will you just be representing yourself? So this is the last question I will do today. I'll finish off with a functions question. The value of f of 5, you have it up there, slide 15. F of 5 is equal to 2 over 5 by 5 minus 3. And cross out, so we get 10 minus 3 is 7. Simple things. Then we didn't really get a composite function in a while. So I have a few ways you could do this. When they give you the composite function and they throw the number in one time, like if it was gf of x, then we'd have to take the whole of f and put it in g and simplify. But since they give us find gf of a number, and they actually say the number is -5, it means, it may be better for us to do it step by step. We could work out what is f of -5, get the answer, and then put it in G. Now, you always get the one that is closer to the number first, and then put it in G. You understand what I'm saying? So for part 2, first thing I'll do is find f of -5, which is 2/5 -5 minus 3. I get -2 minus 3. I get I get negative 5 again. So it's negative 1. What did I do? 2 by 5. Oh, shucks. 2 by 5 across all the 5s. Oh, I get 10 there, right? Yeah, that was me just making sure that they're paying attention. It wasn't. I make a dastardly mistake. So negative 1 minus 3. Wait. No, it was just positive 1. Positive 1 minus 3. Is it? No, it's a 2 here. What's going on? We're shutting down, right? This is 5 and this is 5, and we cancel the 5s and we just end up with a 2. So 2 minus 3 is negative 1. Negative 1. I apologize. First mistake of the series. And then 2 over 5 by negative 5, we cross out this, and let me make sure you're negative 2. Negative. So we good. We ain't done yet with part 2 though, because I need to take this and put it back into G. So G of negative 5. G of negative 5 is negative 5 over 1 minus 2 by negative 5. So this is negative 5 over 1 plus 10. So this is negative 5 over 11. We can call that George now. Oh yes. Oh no, wait, I want more to do. Determine the value of x when g of x is equal to 3 over 2. We did one just like that recently. So we can say, okay, when g of x is equal to 3 over 2, 3 over 2 is equal to x over 1 minus 2x. Well, cross multiply, simi. So we have 3 by 1 minus 2x equal 2x. So this is 3 minus 6x is equal to 2x. Stop and recheck. Yeah. And bring across, so we get negative 6x minus 2x. Bring across the 3, get negative 3. Or you can bring across the x on the other side and work it out that way too. So x is, how much x is this? This is negative 8x is equal to negative 3. So x is equal to 3 over 8, or negative 3 over negative 8. And we get there. Proper things, boy. San Francisco inside. So you know what I mean? We come into end, we come into middle of the road. Friday will be number 5. Number 5 is usually statistics. So I need to get back the overhead camera in the game. I can see it right now. It raised a little higher. But it here. I don't know if I can see it. We did some construction yesterday. That was real fun. So this will get back. I'll play tomorrow with when we're doing some graphs. I will try and get the graph page and thing. I will try. I can't make no promises. So that I can do at least 1 or 2 cumulative frequency curve for you all, and you all can see how the thing could come in the exam for statistics. And then after that, we go into number 6, which is usually measurement, kind of measurement question. That's on Monday. Number 7 is series and sequences. Number 8, relations, functions, and graphs. Similar to this, but the hard version with completing the square, speed time, linear programming. Number 8 will be on Wednesday. Did I say that? 8, 9, 10. Yeah, number 8 should be on Wednesday. That will be, what is number 8, boy? No, number 9 will be on Tuesday, which is circle, geometry, and trigonometry. And number 10 will be vectors and matrices on Friday. Number 8 is relations, function, and graph, the hard part. So, okay. So press like. Everybody want one more question? That's all she wrote, folks. That's all I've got. These are little 1-hour sessions that we do here, and I have a next class coming up. Form 4 class coming up 4 o'clock. So look out for that. That is for the people in my private lessons class. Once again, we'll bring back up the number on the screen in case you want to join the student hub. If you like my style of teaching and you feel like, yeah, I can work with this guy, I kind of pick teachers along the similar line like me, so you could join the student hub and pick subjects, do your subjects there. We have thousands of success stories at the student hub. You can just go on the social media and you can see it. Or you can ask anybody who was in the student hub previously. My classes, my SEA classes, they kind of fall out fast, but my CSEC classes, although it's in high demand, I go up to really big numbers with my CSEC classes. But most of the other classes in the student have median number of students, maybe around 15 or so students. So what do I want to say? What else? Yeah, man. So you see some good comments in the chat there. Vectors is next week Friday. If you're in my private classes, yes, you've got to pay. Find when I do so I see a little curve. I don't work on that, people. I don't work on that. Find the equation and the curve. All right, later, people. Love and blessings.